Good morning students. Today general organic chemistry last thing, rules and nomenclature containing functional groups. Okay, if the organic compound containing some functional groups, then how to name those, what are the rules we have to follow while naming those compounds, right? So already in the previous session we have gone through some of the functional groups, alcohols, OH, its suffix will be all like that, right? So let us start today class with the some points. See, rules for naming hydrocarbons containing a functional group. See, in the previous also while naming the without functional group or with functional group anything, we have to choose the longest chain. Means the carbon chain should be longest, which has the more number of carbons, that carbon chain we have to select. Okay, that is what here also longest chain. So see here the parent chain, the parent carbon chain is chosen to include the functional group even if it is not the actual longest one. Without the functional group, what we have done, we have taken the carbons which are more. Here also we are choosing the longest chain. That longest chain should contain some functional group. If the functional group containing chain is shorter but the remaining one is the longer, also we have to give the preference for the functional group. See here, this is first carbon. Suppose this CH2 containing the OH is nothing but the functional group alcohol and its suffix is ol, right? So this is the compound. Here we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6 carbon chain, but on the third carbon we have CH2OH functional group. So for the functional group we are giving third preference, not even third preference, third carbon containing CH2 group which is containing OH. So but here we have to give the preference to the functional group containing chain first, even though it is the smaller. Suppose see here see alcoholic functional group containing carbon, preference given 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here if you take the straight chain it is getting hexane, but here if you take it is coming to pent, means 5 carbon chain. Also whatever the remaining part you have CH2 CH3, actually CH2 CH3 is nothing but we can write as C2H5. C2H5 is nothing but what is that, ethyl. So this complete group we have to take as the functional group. So the complete group we are taking as the functional substituent like we are taking, right? So see here, now name this compound. How to name this compound? We have chosen the longest chain. In that longest chain, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the name is first we will go with the root word pent, and as we discussed, second carbon has the ethyl group substituent. No other groups to check, no other substituents are there to check the alphabetical order. So directly we can write that is as the 2-ethyl. So 2-ethyl pent. All carbons have the single bonds between them in the chain. So obviously it is pentane, but the functional group is OH is present in the given compound, that OH suffix is ol. We have to drop this E and we have to add ol. So 2-ethyl pentanol. What is that compound name? 2-ethyl pentanol. Even you can write that ol also in which position? 1-ol. 2-ethyl pentane 1-ol. 2-ethyl pentane 1-ol, like that we can write. So this is the name of the compound. We have to give the preference for the functional group first. That is what 2-ethyl 1-pentanol. Also we can write, otherwise 2-ethyl pentane 1-ol. Also we can write pentane 1-ol. Also we can write. Okay. Now come to the next one. Numbering of parent chain. How to give the numbering for the parent chain? For the parent chain, we have to choose the longest chain, that is the first rule for the functional group containing compounds. And the second one, how we are giving the numbering? Numbering we are giving the preference for the functional group containing carbon, first preference. See here we have one chain, 1 2 3 4 5 6 like they have given, as by keeping in mind the first point, so they choose this chain because OH containing carbon. But here the numbering is wrong. Why? Because the numbering they have taken from here, so the functional group containing carbon gets the highest number 6, but actually according to the rule, the functional group containing carbon should get the lowest number. So we have to start the numbering from functional group containing carbon. So from this side, so 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and it will be the substituent on the third group. If you observe here, they given here the correct numbering. See here, 1 OH, OL, hydroxy group containing carbon has the carbon 1 first numbering, 2 3 4 5 6, so they have chosen. You can go even this side also, 3, it will be 4 and 5, so it is only pent 5 carbons, but if you turn like this it will be hex, so choose the longest chain but give the priority to the functional group containing chain, right? So the numbering this like is the correct one, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So at third position we have a CH2 CH3 group. CH2 CH3 is nothing but C2H5. C2H5 means ethyl. So ethyl substrate is present on which carbon? Third carbon. So we will write 3 ethyl and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 means hex, it is the prefix, hex is the root word, all single bonds are present between the longest carbon chain, so N. But on the first carbon we have a alcoholic group, that which suffix like we can write as ol. So we will write hexane 1 ol, or else you can write this is as 3 ethyl 1 hexanol, even like this also we can write the number. So the second point is the OH, I mean the functional group containing carbon should get the lowest number, and functional group containing carbon, even though it is the smallest chain, we have to give preferring for that chain. These are the two rules, right? So come to the next one. The last E of the primary suffix is drop and the secondary suffix, numbering of parent. So here we are taking the one more point, that is nothing but see, yesterday in the tabular form we have taken this group, this is called keto group, this is called ketone, and while writing the suffix, it one will represent with one. While writing the, see here, if alcohol group is present, OH is present, then the suffix is ol. If carboxylic group is present, COOH, oic acid is the suffix, oic acid. If aldehyde group COH, aldehyde group is present, then the suffix is al, Al. If the keto group is present, C double bond O, so it is the one. So what are the suffixes for the respective functional groups? All, oic acid, all and all. Let us see this example. What is here the functional group? CO. CO represents ketone group. To give the C here, numbering we can give in two ways. From left to right, right to left. If you go right to left, then 1, 2, the keto group contains the second number. Keto group containing carbon gets the second number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like. Whereas come to, you can give numbering from left to right. If you give numbering from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If in that way, if you consider, the keto group is getting the 5th position. But as per our rule, the functional group containing carbon should get the lowest number, right? So we are giving the lowest number to the carbonyl group. So the correct order is this one, while number. Now let us start the numbering. Naming. Now numbering is completed. So now name. While writing the name, what we have to write? Prefix we have to write. But here no chain or no branch or no substituents on any carbon. Right? No substituents. So no prefix. Now come to the root word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many we have? Hex. 6 we have. So hex, all single bonds are present between the carbon. So hexane, but in the ketone we have one, means in the second carbon we have a keto group which suffix we represent as on. On which carbon we have one group? Second carbon. So we have to drop this E, last E for hexane, and we have to take 2 on. Hexane 2 on, or else we can write it is as 2 hexanone is also correct. 2 hexanone also we can write. So this is example for the functional group containing compounds. Let us see here one more example. See, this is an example. The numbering in two cases. If you see, OH group is at the middle, right? So we cannot start from the middle, means 1, 2, 3, 4, we cannot start. But there is a preference that we can give the last number to the hydroxy group. If you numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 3 all. If you give the numbering from this side, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You are getting 4 all. In which direction you are getting last number to the functional group containing carbon? We have to choose that one. So I will go with this numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no substituents, so no prefix. Directly we have to write the root word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root word is hex. So hex, all single bonds between the carbons. So ane. At third position OH group is there. OH group suffix is all. So 3 all. What is that? 3 all. Hexane 3 all. Hexane 3 all. Right? So this is the naming of this compound, functional group reference, right? Now, next one. The names of the substances are prefixed to the parent hydrocarbon. Okay, whatever. I will explain this with example. Some identical groups are present on this. Some identical groups. See here, OH and OH on adjacent carbons are present. So you can give numbering from any side. Simply you can write this is as CH2OH and CH2OH. So this is the first carbon and this is the second carbon. If you give numbering from this side, it will be first, it will be second, both are same, and it has no suffixes here. No prefixes here, all are suffixes, means two functional group we will consider as the suffixes only. Two OHs we will take as the suffixes. First see here how many carbons are there in the given compound? 2. So we will write it as eth. Eth, single bond between the two carbons. So ane, we have to drop this E, and on first carbon and second carbon 2 OH groups are there. So write the numbering as ethane 1, 2. 2 times the hydroxy group is repeated, right? So we have to take di. How we have written previous 2 alkyl groups are repeated, dialkyl. 2, 3 alkyl groups are repeated, trimethyl, like that we have written, like that only here 2 alcoholic groups are present. So simply we have to write as diol. So diol is the suffix. So it is the ethane 1, 2 diol, like we can write ethane 1, 2 diol. Let us see one more example is given here. For oxygen there is no carbon, but comes to here it is COOH group is present. Here also COOH group is present. That COOH group containing carbon, that carbon also we have to consider. Those are called carbonyl compounds. That carbonyl compounds which has carbon in that carbon also we have to count. So we will give numbering to first, any side you can give. If you give this side, compound is same, both sides. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So total how many we have? 4 carbons. So but single bonds between the carbons. So N, E I dropped. At what positions we have oic acid means carboxylic group? At 1 and 2 carbon. So sorry, at 1 and 4 carbon. Butane 1, 4. 2 carboxylic groups are present. So carboxylic group suffix is oic acid. So we have to add that one, oic acid. So the name of this compound is butane 1, 4 dioic acid. Means if any functional group is repeated, how many times it is repeated, we have to write that carbon's number, and if it is repeated 2 times di, if it is repeated 3 times tri, if it is repeated 4 times tetra, like that we have to write before the suffix. Right? Okay. Now come to the next one. Some of the examples are given by following the rules which we have studied in the earlier. So let us see here. This is one of the example. Either all we have covered or not, just seeing here, because what is the function, what is the compound name writing structure? Prefix, right? How many prefixes are there? That many prefixes we have to write first in the alphabetical order. Next, root word. Next one is the primary suffix, means any saturation or unsaturation is present, that one we have to write. After that, secondary suffix. Primary suffix is the saturation or unsaturation. Secondary suffix is nothing but any functional group is present, that functional group suffix. So this is the order. Okay. So this is the given. Just write the name for this compound. As we discussed earlier, we have to start numbering from the functional group containing carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second one containing ethyl group. So the prefix is 2-ethyl. How many carbons we have in this chain? 5 carbons. So what is the root word? Pent. All are single bonds only between the carbons. So we have to write it is as an. E we have to draw, and at first carbon there is a hydroxy group, means OH group, which suffix is ol. So 2-ethyl pentane 1-ol. 2-ethyl pentane 1-ol. This is the name. So this 2-ethyl indicates the prefix. This pent indicates the root word. This an indicates the primary suffix. This 1-ol indicates the secondary suffix. Right? Now come to the one more example. In this example they have given CHO group, means aldehyde group. So in this aldehyde group, here also we have to check the lowest number. See, if you take the straight chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexane it comes, but here we have a CHO group. That CHO group priority should be more. That's why we have to give numbering. In that CHO, it is also as a carbonyl compound, it is also have carbon in that functional group, so that carbon will give first numbering. So 1. We have to take the chain even like this. If you go like this, it ends with prop. But pent, if you come this side, it ends with pent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is pent. Then for the second, so first carbon pent. But if you observe, the second carbon has some branch. Which type of branch? That branch has another branch. This is one substrate. That substrate has again a side chain. Side chain has a side chain. So separately we have to write this naming, and we have to keep that in the parenthesis. Already this type of example we have done in the previous sessions. So just start writing the numbering at the second carbon. First we have to write the prefix. So second carbon we have some side chain with another side chain. Give numbering to that side chain also. See, first carbon, second carbon. Again on the first carbon we have a methyl group as the substrate. That one we have to write. Second means on the second carbon of main chain. These brackets indicates this branch belongs to this second carbon. Again that has on first carbon methyl, and that has 2 carbons, so that will be ethyl. So 1 methyl, ethyl. So in the parenthesis what we have written, that is this branch on second carbon. So 2, 1 methyl, ethyl. Again here we have another prefix. So what is that? At fourth carbon we have a methyl. So 4 methyl. We have 5 carbon chain. So the root word is pent. All are single bonds. So N. Whatever the functional group is present, CHO represents aldehyde, and we consider that suffix as all. So pentanol. So the compound name is 2, 1 methyl ethyl, 4 methyl pentanol. What is this? Pentanol. So this becomes the prefix. This is also prefix. This is the root word, and this is primary suffix, and this is the secondary suffix. This is the order. This is the way while naming the functional groups are present in the given organic compound, right? Now, so this is the organic chemistry. So first of all we have taken what is meant by hydrocarbon, what are organic compounds, again what are the types of that hydrocarbons, means saturated, unsaturated, again alkanes, alkenes, and their general molecular formula and nomenclature, right? And we have again a open chain and cyclic compounds and their examples, that flow chart, all these points. Even in nomenclature also, functional group containing compounds nomenclature, everything we have studied in the first part of the general organic chemistry, GOC 1, like we can consider, right? So I hope you understand the whole series of this general organic chemistry, right? So please do watch these general organic chemistry videos. I hope you understand. Thank you so much.